Hi everybody, welcome to our next Watch It Wednesday session. I'm trying my best to be consistent and coming to you every single week. So this is week 2 of 2023. I had problems with sound last week, so I'm hoping that the sound is better today. I'm just going to double check to make sure we've got no funny noises happening. Slowly getting used to these new controls. Yeah, it looks like we are all good. Lovely. Okay, so welcome everybody to Watch It Wednesday. My name is Stacey Marsh and I am a demonstrator here in the United Kingdom. Each week I'm trying to come to you live on a Wednesday with a live demonstration and some new products, some new techniques, and just a little bit of craft and chat. So do add your comments in the chat. I do try and keep up with those as much as I can. If anyone has any questions at any time about anything I'm using, pop them in the chat and I'll try and answer them as we go along. I hope you're all having a lovely new year so far. I took a really big decision today and I left my main job for a couple of reasons. One is I obviously want to give a little bit more time to my Stampin' Up business, and two, dedicate a little bit more time to my family and concentrate on some freelance work that I've been doing for school governance. So huge decision for me. It wasn't one that I took lightly. I've deliberated on it for the last 3 to 6 weeks maybe. But yeah, I bit the bullet today and handed my notice in. So a little bit proud of myself, a little bit scared, but I'm hoping it will all be okay. As always, anything that I'm using in tonight's video you can purchase from my online store, and you can find that at staceymarsh.co.uk. There's some great offers happening at the moment under the Celebration promotion, so do check those out while you're online. So I will stop babbling on now and I will do some crafting. So I'm just going to flip over to my desk and we'll see where the evening takes us. Okay. So we have a brand new sheet of grid paper and it's stuck down nicely so it won't be sliding around all over the place tonight, which it did do the other week. So tonight I thought I would have a little play with the Conversation Bubbles stamp set and the Conversation Bubbles dies. Now these are brand new, sorry, you've got a bit of a glare there coming off my light. These are brand new and you'll find them in the mini catalogue on page 39. It is a cling stamp set, so it is the red rubber, like so. I haven't even taken mine off the sheet yet. Oh, I think I've used one, I tell a lie. And you also have this fabulous set of dies. Now, for me personally, the dies are the standout product in this set, and I've used them once or twice. I'll show you a few little things. So I've used them here on this card with the wishing you all the wishes sentiment there, and it's a double layered die, and I'll show you a bit more about that shortly. And then a little sneak peek of something I made last night for my team. We have this card here and I've used the die like so. So you've got that one there, and here's my other card, this one here. So this one here is a smaller version of this one I've used on the cat card, and they are really fun and they're great for using with your characters, of which we have lots and lots of really cute characters at the moment. This was the make and take that I designed for my team last night. Each month we have a free make and take, and this was what we made last night. So if you're interested in becoming a demonstrator, now is a great time to join. Lots of amazing offers, and including purchasing product at a discount, which is always a lovely way to shop. If you'd like more information on that, just drop me a message or click on join when you're on the Stampin' Up website. Okay, so there's a little bit of inspiration here on page 39 about the Conversation Bubbles bundle. The stamp set is 23, the dies are 27, but if you purchase them together as a bundle they are £45. There's also the euro equivalent price in this catalogue as well. And as we move towards the back, there is a little bit more inspiration. If I can find it, here it is, on page 77. So there's lots of information about that in the mini catalogue. Do go and check it out if you can. If you haven't got a paper copy of this catalogue and you'd like one, again, get in touch and I will add you to my mailing list and have one sent out to you. So before we get started, I've got a few other little things on my desk. I have some of the Country Gingham Designer Series paper. These do what they say. They are all different gingham patterns. So we've got some traditional gingham check. We have some bigger gingham style check and different sort of variations of that. Colour wise, these come in Balmy Blue, Mint Macaron, Petal Pink and Sweet Sorbet. And I also have on my desk this embossing folder. It's been around for quite a while. It's in the annual catalogue. It's the Time Worn Type embossing folder. I will not remember that. I will be asking for reminders. And I have this. This is my diary. Not that you're interested in my diary, but I've gone ahead and I've cut out some of these dies already. So with some of these dies, you have the main conversation bubble, and then you have these fun outlines. So depending on what sort of style you want, what design, if you just want a sort of skinny outline of a conversation bubble, speech bubble, you've got the outline part, or you have the inner part. Lots of different shapes and sizes, and I've gone ahead and I've die cut these out already. Within the die bundle there is also this really lovely edgelit die, so you can make your own style conversation bubbles. You've also got some sort of POW, I call them POW signs. We've got some sort of thought bubbles, and then we have these two little dies in here that go around these cute little flowers, and we've got some stars and some hearts. So lots of different options. In that die set there are 18 dies, so lots to keep you busy. So I'm going to start with a simple, I say simple, I don't know what it's going to look like yet. I'm going to grab me some card. Probably a good place to start. And I've got a rough idea in my head of something I want to create, so we will see how we do it. So let's have a quick little check of the comments while I'm here. Cooey Denise, evening to you. Hi Sandra, hi Joanna, and hi Bev. So thanks for joining me this evening, ladies. I am going to cut myself 2 card bases. I'm going to make 2 cards tonight. If you're here in the UK, the best way that you can get 2 card bases out of a piece of A4, I'm going to do 10-fold cards. So I am going to create those by popping my card in my trimmer with the long edge at the top. I'm going to line that up at 14.9 centimetres over here, and I'm going to score. Okay. Turn it round, so we've now got the short edge at the top. Line it up at 10.5 centimetres, and cut. So that will give me my 2 card bases. If you wanted to create them the other way around, you would just simply swap your score, or cutting line for your score line, and vice versa. I'm going to put one to one side, and I am going to use a piece of this lovely gingham, and I'm going to go bright, I think. I'm going to go for this really bright red. And this is that Sweet Sorbet. I think I made a card with this on the last video, so sorry for repeating the products, but there's quite a lot in the pack. Okay, I'm going to cut me a piece that is, I'm going to go with, let's go 9 centimetres. And I'm going to leave this the height of the card, so 9 by 14.9 centimetres. So this piece is going to sit just down the centre of that card. So we've got a nice border of white on both sides. Let's give this a nice little crease. I'm going to turn the heater off as well, because it's quite warm out here now and I've got a few layers on. So it's really cold here today. It's been really wet and horrible. Don't mind the cold weather, but I don't enjoy the rain. So that's stuck on. So even though I've measured it the length of the card, I've got a little bit of overhang. So I'm just going to trim that off. So now I've got a few of my speech bubbles and I'm going to layer these sort of over one another. Now what you can do, if you wanted your speech bubble to go from the other direction, you would just simply turn that over. And I'm going to put these on with some dimensionals. And I've just cut these out of some white card, so nothing too fancy at all. Let's have a little bit of this. Cut that out. Where's my little ones? I've got some outlines as well. So let's put some outlines in. I'm just layering these all over and then we'll add our sentiment and our detail in the middle. I think these dies are going to be really quite popular with people. I've used mine a lot with the little cute critter stamps that we've got so far. How did I put that on? That's on there, isn't it? Is it? Yep, down there. Okay. So how is everyone this evening? Joanna, how many more books have you read this week? I know you joined us last week and we're talking about all your books that you've been reading. So this is building quite nicely. Quite happy with this. Let's put a little dimensional in there. And then before I go a little bit more, before I add any more, I'm just going to add this one here, I think. Okay, I am happy with that, I think. Yeah, lovely. So I've got all my speech bubbles in the middle and it looks a bit crazy to start, but we're going to bring that to life a little bit more now. So let's get rid of my speech bubbles. Now with this paper here, we have our flowers, our hearts, sorry. So I love making cards just to let people know that I'm thinking of them. And with this paper here, this is from the Country Lane Floral Papers. And it comes with you can order this punch as part of the suite. And what you can do is you can line it up with the paper and you can cut out the combination of flowers and, hearts and leaves. Okay. So I'm going to start to just add in a bit more detail. Now this is all going to be sort of reds and pinks, but that's okay. I'm going to add another one there. I love a punch that punches out with little waste. Now what I think I want a big sentiment on this one. So I am going to look for, if I've got it on my desk, let me see. We got this one. We've got Thank You With All My Heart. So Lucky to Call You Friend. Let's go for that one. So Lucky to Call You Friend. And I'm going to add in a pop of blue, I think. I'm going to go for a pop of balmy blue. This is one of my favourite colour combinations. I know I did something a bit similar last week, but sometimes you just think, if it works, why change it? Just add this to my block. And I'm going to stamp this just in the centre of my card. And I'm going to stamp that, I think, in... Black doesn't feel like the right colour, so let's go for Night of Navy. I love how that works with the punch and the DSP as well. It's brilliant, and it's great because you get less waste. Some of the punches that we've had with the DSP, you've got quite a lot of waste, but you haven't really got that on this one, and I'm a big fan of less waste. So I've just stamped that at the bottom of my balmy blue cardstock. And I'm going to trim this down into a little strip. So it's about just over 2 centimetres. That. So I now need to be quite careful with where I put this. I think I'm going to put that across there. Do I go up a bit? What do we think? Up or down? I think down. I think down looks good. Yeah, I'm going to go with down. I'm going to put me some dimensionals underneath where I think I've got room. I'm going to put a little bit of wet glue across the centre. And I haven't measured this card, this strip at all. I'm just sticking it down. So Lucky to Call You Friend. And now I've got some hearts that I can put on. What do we think? Let me know what you think. I haven't used balmy blue in ages. I'm going through a bit of a balmy blue phase, I won't lie. Quite like it. So I've got that like so. And then I think I'm going to put on a couple of little balmy blue hearts. So I have my strip of DSP here. This is on the back of that piece. So I'm just going to cut me a couple of blue little hearts. We'll get some red ones for free. And this is where I'm just going to put a few of these around, just to bring in that balmy blue colour a little bit more. So the speech bubbles don't necessarily mean much on this design. I think they work really, really nicely. I have a couple of little gems that I can put on this. Let's go for these ones. These are really nice. These are the solid faceted gems, and these come in a variety of colours, so they're really useful to add to your stash, and you've got a couple of different sizes as well. So I've not necessarily used the conversation bubbles as conversation bubbles, but more just to layer behind my design. Okay, So that is my first card brought to life. And I'm going to do a little bit of detail on the inside of this. So I'm going to cut myself, oh thank you very much, really pretty. I'm going to cut myself 2 little strips that are 1 centimetre each one, and this is a really good technique for making not a lot go a long way. And now I want a piece of white. I've got some scrap white here. So this, I'm going to cut myself a piece that is, so we want 9 centimetres, don't we? That was the original measurement we used, by 14.9. So let's lift this up. We've added quite a lot of layers to the front. So what I need to do now is I need to just add some strength to the back of my card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just layer on my thin strips. I'm putting those about 1/2 centimetre in from the edge of my card. I'm doing the same to that side. Okay. And then we're going to pop on our little strip. Probably could have widened those a little bit more, but I just want it to have a little thin layer poking out to bring in some of that outside. Okay. Turn it over and snip off all of our excess. And there we have the first card of the evening all put together. Do let me know what you think in the comments. Also let me know if this is something that you've added to your stash or if it's on your wish list. It's always nice to know if what I'm using is something popular or if it isn't. So that is my first card made. I feel like I need to use the stamp set bit now. So let's do something a little bit similar, but a little bit different. And a lot of people say to me, don't necessarily want to have lots of colouring or lots of sort of cutesy things. So this is one of those stamp sets that is definitely not cutesy. So I'm adding another layer of white. I've got 9.5 centimetres by 14.9. Was that 9.5 or was that 9? That was 9.5, but what I wanted was 9. So let's just trim this off now. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use all the bits that I've got left. Okay, so I've got quite a few bits left, so you may need to bear with me. And I am going to just layer these on my piece of white card. So it gives us a little bit of an embossed look. That side actually. And I want these to be quite down the edge. I'm going to put some detail in the sort of centre of my card. I've got some outline pieces as well that I can use. Balmy blue does go well. Yeah, it does. It's quite nice and it's quite soft. These pieces. So this is a bit of a labour of love. And we've got time on our hands this evening. This technique works really well with sort of punched out pieces as well. It's also quite a lot easier than having to die cut lots of pieces. I'm just working my way down my card. And I've still got lots of bits left, which is quite nice. Let's go for some smaller pieces. You probably can't see much of what I'm doing because of the light. But basically I'm sticking white die cut pieces onto a piece of white card. It's kind of a take on something that's in the catalogue. And these outside outline pieces have got a little bit of texture built into them, so you've got a little bit of embossing going on in places. Let's put this one in here. Where's he gone? Yes. Let's have a little bit of a corner. So just what I've done is I've just make sure that things are overlapping the edge of my piece of white card. So if I lift that up, can you see that in a little bit more detail there? So what I need to do now is I need to let that dry. So I've got a few speech bubbles left and they will come in handy very, very shortly. So I'm just going to put that to dry one side. And for this next one, I am going to use, I've got my white card. How do I use the balmy blue? I feel like I need to use the balmy blue, but let's just check this out. I think I'm actually going to put that on my card with nothing in the background. But I'm going to cut myself a few little scraps. So I have this piece left over. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear it towards one end. So one end is thicker than the other. So if you tear it towards you, you get this really nice frayed edge in front of you. Because I want to use both pieces, if I turn the blue over, we've then got a frayed edge on that blue side. And if you put them together, overlap them, you can then see both pieces coming through. Okay? So this is probably now dry enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to snip off all this excess that's overhanging. Oops, I'm just carefully following the edge down, trying not to make my piece of card all wonky. And this technique works with any shape. It looks lovely with flowers, and what you're essentially doing is creating your own sort of embossed look. It also looks nice with coloured cardstock, so by using the same coloured card as well. So there is my piece of white. So when you layer it on your white card, I think it looks really effective, and you get a little bit of a shadow looking through. Which is always quite nice. So I'm going to now add this to my card, and again that's going in the middle. I've got a nice border showing around the edge. Like so. And just need to trim off any excess that I have underneath. It looks good, doesn't it? And this is a sort of variation of something that's in the catalogue. Okay. So now I'm going to put some of my DSP on. I'm just raising that up ever so slightly. I do love sort of torn card on my cards. Just adds a really nice texture element. Okay, so let's just trim these off. I'm not going to have them going all the way across. I want one that's a little bit shorter and one that's a little bit longer, like so. Okay, so we're keeping my colour scheme running through both of my cards as well. Okay, so I feel like we need a little bit of thread as well. Who doesn't love a bit of thread on their cards? So what have I got on my desk? Staying with the gingham theme, this would look quite nice if we add in a bit of black gingham. It will give us a bit of a different look to that card. What do we think? Black gingham. I have some blue. This one's not even open. Let's open this ribbon and see what it looks like. No, I think that's too matchy. Sometimes matchy is good. Other times matchy is not so good. I think I'm going to go with this black. So let's do a different sentiment, shall we? So on this one, do I have any big? I don't have any big speech bubbles left, but I can cut one. Oh, I know what we can do. Let's use this die. So this die in here is your edgelit die. So the idea of this is that your die is just under 4 inches long. You're going to put this on the edge of your card, like so. I'm going to stick it down with a bit of washi so it doesn't move. I like the black too, Joanna. I do. I'm a big fan of adding pops of dark colour on your cards. So let's just stick this down. I'm going to run this through my die machine. So now when we take this off, this piece here is our waist. Carefully pull my washi off. So what that gives us, it makes the bottom part of your card look like the speech bubble. So now when we put that on there, we get a really nice little look. So I am going to stamp my sentiment along the edge there. I'm going to use the same one. So lucky to call you friend. And I'm going to stamp that in light navy. Although if we're using black, it should really be black, shouldn't it? Yeah. So there's my ink pad again. I'm stamping it towards the left-hand side. So lucky to call you friend. So let's bring our trimmer back in. I'm going to trim this down. Like so. So now we have our own speech bubble shape that we've created ourselves. So if we bring this back in, right, I'm going to just snip off the end, like so. So I've got so lucky to call you friend. Let's bring the ribbon in. Let's see how we can get this on. Yeah, I think I'm going to just snip it and then fray it a bit. I love fraying ribbon. kind of give it a haircut. I'm going to do the same this end. Trim off all that scraggly bit. And then I'm going to put that just about there. Now to secure that, we obviously don't want to see too much of it. So I'm going to stick me a piece of double-sided just on the top of it to hold that in place. Okay, so that's on our card, and then I'm going to put that on there with a little dimensional, which are on my desk somewhere. There they are, under the stamp set. You were wondering how the edgelit die worked. It's clever, isn't it? I think it's really good for journaling if you're doing sort of memory keeping. We're doing sort of scrapbooking or memory books. Just want to overlap that bit over there. So lucky to call you friend. And then to finish, I may add, should we add a little heart? No, I think the hearts kill it actually. So let's not put any hearts on, but let's add a couple of little gems. Did I put them back? No, I didn't put them back. Well, gems come out wherever you are. Here they are. So I'm going to use the same blue ones, I think. Like so. So there are my two cards using the Conversation Bubbles dies. On this one I'm going to keep it very simple and just put me a layer inside to strengthen it. I'm not going to do anything else to it. So I want a strip that is 14.9 by 9 centimetres. And that's going to go inside. So this one's mainly white in colour, and what this does is it just uses up minimum amount of DSP. So for all of those that keep all your little scraps, which I'm guilty of too, I don't like getting rid of things. That is perfect for using with your scraps. So there are my two cards for this week's live. We have used the Framed Florets stamp set for the sentiment. This one here, so lucky to call you friend. I feel like they only say so lucky to call you my friend, but that's just me. That's the stamp set. I haven't used the stamp set. I've used the dies. The dies are the best thing about this bundle, in my opinion. And I've shown you how to use this little edgelit die, which we've used on this card here. So that is it for me this week. I hope you enjoyed the demonstration. As I mentioned at the beginning, if you have any questions about anything I've used, please do get in touch. Everything I've used is available to purchase from my online store. Throughout January and February, you can choose a free item from our celebration promotion when you spend in bundles of £45 or €60. Or there is that amazing joining offer running at the moment, and I'll just explain that in a little bit more detail for you if I've got my flyer here, which I do. Okay, so the joining offer is here. There are three options. The first two options, you pay £125 and you choose £170 worth of product, and you can choose either the boho blue or the white mini Stampin cut and emboss machine for free. So it's a lot of product. This is worth £59. So you're getting, can't do the maths, a lot of product for not a lot of money. And then option 3, if you've already got one of these machines or you don't fancy it, you can pay £99 and choose £170 worth of product for that price. So that is our joining offer. If you have any questions about that, do get in touch. But that is it from me. I'm going to sign off now. If you're watching on replay, I hope you enjoyed the cards. Please leave me a comment to let me know what you think. And if you're feeling super friendly, please share my post and subscribe. So I will leave you all there. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. I will be live again with you here next Wednesday at 8 o'clock, and I hope to see you all then. Take care. Bye for now.